sure that this post goes live. Schedule.
This is the very thing that you're broadcasting.
All right. You're all set, and so hopefully that post is live. And then the only thing I don't know is how to check chat.
You go to the YouTube page, I think. The YouTube stream link or whatever.
So I'd probably just look at the post that I just made public.
Yar.
Not public. Public's at $20 and up.
Oh yeah.
Very private. Very exclusive.
Exclusive.
Suddenly, this is running very slowly. Okay. About the first of the month is still the first post up. Are you seeing the same if you go to Patreon, guys?
Yeah, I don't see a post yet.
Okay. So let me go to post. Oh, I know. It's set to go up tomorrow. Let me set it to go up today. Is that a Damiani I hear?
That's a Damiani.
Nice.
I see him too.
The whole gang is here. The whole gang is here. Publish now.
Brad, did Twitter spoil what mug I have now?
No.
All right, I'm gonna show you one
I've
second.
been like off the grid. It's been great.
Mug spoilers, dude.
Mug spoilers, Brad, you're gonna love it.
Cool. Let me see it.
Hold on, just pouring.
Why is your head so low?
Because I don't want to spill this.
Okay.
This is amazing. This is gonna be amazing for everyone next week. This goes public. This is the start of our video.
Excellent.
Hey, we don't have to start flashy. They know who we are.
Yeah. Let's. Oh, I actually have seen you with that before. Yeah, that's a good mug, dude.
That is a mug.
Huber, that's a gross mug. What does it taste like?
Tastes delicious.
Tastes like good coffee. Tatooine fresh brew.
Tatooine.
Jawa special blend.
Yeah. One of those items where you see it and you immediately buy it and you don't even look at the price.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just like grab it. Get in this.
How much was it?
$20.
Oh.
Yeah. Not bad.
Where did you get it?
The Hallmark store of all places.
So I don't understand if can anyone like go to patreon.com and check the post?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you click it and it goes through. I'm looking at chat on
So you have chat?
We're live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chat popped out.
As long as you got chat, I'm fine.
Job of the mug.
If somebody is reading chat, I'm good.
Job of the mug. Dude.
And as long as it went live to only the $20 and up, I think we're fine. I think we nailed it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it says $20 plus patrons.
Cool. Y'all ready to answer some questions?
Yeah.
Nice. To anyone just joining us, this is the Easy Eyes Q&A for the month of June. This is everybody who is going to be joining us for the duration. We're going to be going for 2 hours. And our first question comes to us from Alexander Zirnyov. I always get that mixed up. Okay. Greetings from Russia. Let's start this Q&A with a little game. Step 1. Name one of your favorite games from E3 2018.
Control.
Sekiro.
Resident Evil 2.
Did you do one, Kyle?
I didn't do one yet. Sorry, there's a step 2 that I was just reading. Okay, what else you got?
Resident
That's
Evil 2.
it.
Everybody did one?
No, Damiani did
Kingdom
it.
Hearts 3.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, Damiani.
It's funny. I mean, Spider-Man is like the game I'm most excited about, but I don't know. That's my favorite game from E3, you know? I'll go with Ghost of Tsushima. Okay. Now here's step 2. Describe your game in a way that will convince Don Casanova to play it.
Swords clashing, Don.
It's like a movie, Don.
Is this all it takes?
There's dinosaurs and giant reptiles.
Yeah, Don. Resident Evil 2 has a giant crocodile boss.
He's in. Got him.
You can jump over sword attacks.
Got him.
There are a lot of throwbacks to SNK classics.
Nice.
Dude, line and sinker right there, Kyle.
Yeah.
Nailed him.
That's what I'm saying. Got to know your audience.
Unlockable Neo Geo.
Yeah, Neo
In
Geo.
the oldest house.
All right, cool. That was our first game. Oh,
Good
Damiani,
game.
did you have something?
I don't know. I mean, Don knows Kingdom Hearts, so.
So it's hopeless.
Maleficent.
Never play it.
Yeah, dude. Disney hype.
I think it works if it's a game we've never heard of before.
Next comes to us from Professor Metal Gear. The Allies have witnessed generosity, the likes of which very few in this industry have ever been able to partake in over the last few months. From soaring past 10K for the 10K for E3 equipment in April to almost finalizing the 50K studio goal these past few days. I am proud to be a part of this wonderful community. With that in mind, are there any moments that stand out for the Allies which involve interacting with the community?
I mean, do the meetups count?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Big time.
All those.
Okay.
Mhm.
Obviously, the meetups.
Which meetup was your favorite?
I really liked the 2-year, the presentation that we did. The 2-year anniversary.
Oh, the show?
Yeah, the show.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Love the show, just the celebration. Really loved putting Allies on the spot for the top 5 weapons list.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Probably the meet and greet we always do after the big concert.
Yeah.
Like that. I like that. I got to talk about like Dragon Ball for an hour with a bunch of cool people.
Come over here, Bender.
For me, so like I didn't do any solo streaming really while we were back in Game Trailers. So part of Easy Allies was learning how to solo stream. And I think it was really fun for me to realize how funny chat is, how good chat is with running with a bit and like coming up with jokes and rolling with things. And yeah, just the live chat on Twitch is probably my favorite part of the community. I really like that.
PSX, the last one, our meetup, where Don had his little gambling station in a corner, and I was playing with other people gambling while Don was explaining this game, but he would always forget the rules as we were playing. That was the best.
I mean, yeah, all of those are amazing. I'm back during, I think, year 1. Some allies got together and sent me a kind of like booklet of personal letters and things like that, and it really meant a lot to me. It was out of control. That stands out. I mean, but any interaction has been so good. And of course, I mean, the fundraiser just blew my mind. But yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to pick any kind of favorites. Like, I like all the meetups that we've done. I really like, in particular, now when, going to GDC or E3, like, just get stopped 100 times in the hallway and just see random people. It's pretty great.
I think we're clear. That was it, right? We got a small crew today. I like this. Mike Hook is our next submission. Hi, Allies. Hi, Huber. Could you give us a brief story summary of the Resident Evil franchise? Thank you, love, and respect. Yeah.
There is
One sentence.
There's 2 scientists trying to create monsters for different reasons, immortality and bioweapons, and our heroes get caught in the middle, but then there's a clone that gets bitter at his creators and comes after them. And yeah.
Was that RE6 you just did? The
No,
clone?
that was no.
No,
Who's the
RE6 Wesker, right?
Wesker, dude.
Who's the clone?
Wesker.
The Wesker children.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
there's
he's not a clone, he's a child?
Well, they're all
They-
clones.
Yeah,
right?
there's like 13 Weskers. I forget exactly how
gosh.
many there are. Yeah, but
That's
they're
the
all different.
perfect
They're all
number.
different. There's only one Albert Wesker.
Mhm.
Sure.
There's
Oh,
only
okay.
one of
Vessels of
those.
Darkness.
Yeah,
He
it's not really
run-
like it's not like clones in the sense of like clones. It's like
I'm going
But
to
is
tack
it
on to that
Resident Evil
question.
5 the real Wesker or the clone Wesker?
real Wesker.
That's the real one.
It's always the real Wesker.
Do
Okay.
any of the Weskers get Norded throughout?
Never.
Oh.
Norded?
Untapped potential.
There's
Norded.
Dude, Revelations has some of Wesker Children lore.
Yeah, it's true.
Huber, I'm gonna go even more general. What is Resident Evil about?
Zombies.
Okay.
And
Nice.
bioorganic weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I was scared for this question because I was like, this will make an amazing Huber video.
Yeah.
It will
so-
make it.
So it's like, yeah, I was hoping he didn't go too off. The
That's
deep end.
that's a Huber syndrome sorted right there.
Next comes from us from 44 stars. As a game collector, press kits are one item that I'm the most envious of when I look at other people's collections online. What is the best, weirdest, worst of the most unique press kit you've received for a game throughout the years, or just one that's stuck in your mind for no particular reason? Thank you.
I've only got one, and it's sitting right here.
What is it?
Let's see it. You have to speak so the camera goes to you.
Yo. Oh,
God of War.
That God of War one.
I think.
God of War.
Keep
Oh,
talking.
man.
Only one I've ever had.
What was that one
You gotta
with
talk
like
so
a
that
bag
it
of
stays.
blood and teeth and stuff? The hamburger? What game was that for?
How intense is this? So intense. It's like a little message and stuff. Crazy.
Pull the ribbon.
Pull the ribbon.
Oh, it just opened. Yeah, the game was inside of there, yeah.
I have a Capcom backpack I got for Disney Afternoon Collection.
Ooh.
That's funny.
But that's pretty much it.
Dude,
Uh,
nothing. I know a lot of other outlets got it, but the Resident Evil 7
Yep.
VHS tape.
The
where they
VHS
sent
tape?
us-
Oh, yeah.
where they
Yeah.
sent us a VCR, and then we popped in the VHS, and the actor in the thing
Yeah.
said, "Get this to Easy Allies." Also, like, because we were only like a year. I don't even know how. We'd only been around for like a year or less, so it really felt like it legitimized us in such a weird way that like they made us a tape. You know? Oh man, it felt so cool.
Yeah. There have been so many weird ones over the years, but I don't remember like too many of them off the top of my head. But I really do wish I could remember who sent us the freaking.
Yeah, blood. I'm trying to
Hamburger
remember
with
too.
everything in
Yeah.
there.
I thought this stuff was over with, but with that recent Conan game, it came with a ruler for measuring your dong length. That was so weird to me. Basically, it was like it was a ruler that was like 12 inches, right?
Is that kind of press kit we got?
Gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like basically it was like by inch it was like the length the size of your sword, but obviously like they had like sword in quotation marks.
Is this real, or are you
This is
making
real.
this up?
I wouldn't make this joke up. That's a real thing they sent out, and I thought that we were like so past that, but that's how they
I did
chose to.
too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sure Jones threw it out. I don't think we have the dong
Yeah,
ruler anymore.
I never saw that. I only saw the box with the little ugly statue in it or whatever.
Yeah.
DRD 7 of 14 held a space, never used it. You got to use it. If you're going to hold a spot, you got to use it.
Gotta use
But
it.
make up
He
a
just said something
question
about that in chat.
for them.
Oh, what's going on? Does DRD have a question?
They just said they forgot to update.
Do you
Yeah,
have it right now, DRD?
DRD, what is it right now?
Just
Go,
paste it in chat. We'll do it.
go.
We'll do it. We'll do
Yeah,
one.
let's go to the
one
next
ahead.
one and come
All right.
back.
Yeah.
Jeffrey White says, "Hey allies, what is your favorite moment that each of you has had with the legendary Sophie pup? For example, Brandon's favorite moment was Sophie. Ben's favorite moment was Sophie. Well, you're not going to get Jones's, sadly,
Or Ben's.
or Ben's. But whatever our favorite moments was Sophie.
All of them.
D&D, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, the
D&D,
D&D
jumped up the
table
table.
drum.
Yeah.
She's just the cuddliest dog,
Yeah.
too. Hang on, Bender, don't listen.
Every time you walk
Just
into
the
that
cuddliest
back door, she just comes running up.
You hear the rush.
Mm-hmm.
Bender,
And she
you're
just
beautiful.
loves
too.
you. She has no problem loving you immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You're beautiful. Don't get jealous.
There should be a button we press to keep the camera on us. Otherwise, I think you have to be like,
Yeah.
just so like people can see the thing you're talking about. Yeah.
Right.
From Santiago Carrillo. I'm gonna say Carrillo. Hi allies. I've recently gotten
Leo
hooked.
Carrillo is the thing.
But there's a control room option, Kyle, that lets you put it on people. The camera fire.
There is.
Oh
On
yeah,
your
you
left
can
side.
click on
Yeah.
someone and it'll hold on them.
Oh, cool.
Only you can do it though.
I'm using my laptop, so like I don't have enough room
Yeah,
really to
that's
do all that. But yeah. So we're going with Carrillo.
If it's spelled like Leo Carrillo.
Okay.
Double R and then roll
Double
your
L.
R and double L should be an
Rio.
I sound. So,
Karibo.
I can't do the roll R, but yeah.
Carrillo.
Cool. All right,
Yeah.
it's Carrillo. Okay. I've recently gotten hooked on reading articles which explore the gaming industry from a different perspective. I'm talking about the behind the scenes drama that happens before, during, and after development.
Dude,
This is
yes,
you and
me
Huber,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
My interest began with reading Polygon's Final Fantasy VII and oral history. It was so in depth. They interviewed over 30 people to form a coherent story about how the project affected them personally, professionally. I've moved on to reading Jacked, the outlaw story of Grand Theft Auto, which was equally compelling. Last month, I again found a surprising article on Polygon. It covered the rocky beginnings of Retro Studios. Yeah, Huber linked this to me. And how the company was hit with layoffs and was on the brink of collapse right before Nintendo entrusted them with the Metroid series. My question is, can you think of a developer or game project you wish you could know the full behind-the-scenes story on, suggesting Metal Gear Solid 5? Or better yet, do any of you have nuggets to share with us about something we may not know about regarding a game publisher or studio? Thank you. Love and respect, Santiago.
Does Shenmue 3 count?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I want to see it all.
Do you think Shenmue 3 is rocky?
No, I think it's chill. Every time they do little developer updates once in a while for Kickstarter backers of just like, hey, we're adding polygons to this character, just like really basic stuff. I want like a full on 3-hour documentary from the beginning, like I want to see Yu Suzuki moments before the E3 announcement, like that stuff where he's like, yo, I'm about to go on, like, here we go, it's about to get announced. I want to see from that until the game is like shipped. So I'd love it.
I like the stuff that's been surfacing for Pokemon, and just like in Iwata asks where they would like show design documents for Zelda and Mario. I think like any of these from like 1988 to 1993 is where I'm like most interested in this area, this like just trying to figure out how to make games, and just the broad ideas they had that they had to like whittle down into sprites. I find that so fascinating. So I like the art. I really like it more on the art aspect than like the inner studio drama, but I still like the idea of like, I love Iwata asks. Those are the closest I get to like really just getting lit up by those things.
For me, I think Cyan Worlds has a cool, interesting history. They're the Myst people, and they're doing Abduction and like the Myst re-release now. They've always been pretty independent, and like things have always been kind of like I get the impression that things seem like they've always been kind of on the fence. What the hell was that? Cat drama? But yeah, I don't know. They're cool. Rand Miller. I posted the DRD question in Slack, Kyle.
Oh, cool. Sure, I'll pop it.
Whenever we're ready for that.
I would love to see something about Valve talking about whatever they do post Half-Life 2, whatever they was going through their mind at that point in time.
That's a good one, Brad.
That's a very good one.
Yeah.
I think the answer would just be, we started making money doing easier stuff.
Who needs video?
Yeah, but
who needs
I would still want to like hear about the stuff they started working on.
Yeah, and like all that. Yeah, all like the weird stuff that we never even saw.
Yeah.
I mean, friends of mine who've worked in Valve as like writers and stuff, like they say it's just really kind of crazy over there because like a lot of it is by committee, so like anyone can voice a concern and like they hear it, so like, I mean, an extreme example, but like the janitor or something can be like, this is whatever, and like people would be like, okay, all right. Like on one hand that's awesome, on the other hand it's like that's a great way not to get stuff done.
Yeah. Didn't the writer, was it Eric Wolpow? Didn't he publish basically the story
of
Half-Life
2?
3? Yeah, 3. Like that was pretty close. That was pretty cool. Chad will let me know if I got that name wrong. This comes to us from DRD 7 of 14. We got it in. I'll try to keep it simple. Why don't publishers with awesome back catalogs ever dig into their history? EA has an excellent collection of Maxis games, yet they never look back. Sims collection of everything pre The Sims would be sweet. Love and respect, Allies.
Dude, EA has a ridiculous back catalog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, EA is just doing what they're doing, and it makes no sense to maybe go back to the back catalog. They move forward rather than back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like momentum. Like Dead Space doesn't have any momentum.
Yeah.
So maybe they just don't want to invest a ton of resources to try to bring it back.
That's the thing, is I think EA makes too much money for it to be worth it to them to make a little bit of money off of those old games.
Right.
Mhm.
They're not in the exploitation game. Like, let's cater to a small but dedicated fan base. Like, that's not worth it for them, I think. I mean, I wonder like how the effect of like public, not outcry, but like interest generation. You wonder how effective it is. Like, if there was a contingent of like 20,000 people who was like, we want Sims 2000 back, like if they would do it, like, I don't know.
It's fun. I mean, they would sell 100,000 of Sims 2000.
Probably. Like if they did a straight up like redo of Sims 2000, that'd be nuts.
Yeah. Well, you would think at least maybe, put things out in collections, right? Like if you just had a SimCity collection.
Yeah, that
That would
runs
make-
on Windows. Yeah.
Yeah, make total sense for people. I mean, Disney's been doing that with some of the Lucas games. Those have been coming out. And then Double Fine made sure that a lot of the old Lucas games have been coming out.
God, I love collections.
Yeah, Blood, that's a really good analogy to draw, because like Disney is filthy rich, but they're still willing to chase out things like that.
That's how you get filthy rich, I think.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to like take something like that approach where you're just basically taking the game as it exists and just making it compatible with the modern PC versus like what Activision is doing with Crash and Spyro, which are games they didn't even originally have. And you're like completely like rebuilding them from the ground up.
Yeah, so why do we think EA is lazier than Activision? It's so strange to me. I don't know. I think EA is just very forward thinking. I think Activision rebooted Crash Bandicoot not to get those sales, but to reboot a franchise.
Right.
Yeah, I think EA doesn't see the potential in those franchises, would be my best guess.
I mean, that like with SimCity specifically, like I don't think that SimCity 4 or the other entries that have come like hit as big as they thought they would. So I think that they're sort of just done with them.
Dude, they're making bank though. They just like, are you talking about they don't want to make a new one because they just keep riding it out, or?
I'm saying like I don't think they were as huge as they wanted them to be, so they wouldn't see a market for redoing old ones.
Right. But you would think that like even something like like what Sega did with the big Mega Drive collection,
Yeah.
that they would do something like that with, a series of older EA games or like the Capcom Mega Man stuff.
Yeah, I mean, old Need for Speed games are cool, you know?
Yeah, they're totally cool. And then there's like, a lot of these lost gems, like, go back to Legacy of the Ancients. Like, there's not a whole lot of people that would be into that on its own, but like in a collection, people would be curious and poke into it.
Always
Yeah,
comes
good.
back to Legacy of the Ancients.
Yep, every time.
Good Sims Ant in there.
It's like it's just the opposite of
Same
today's
as.
EA,
Yeah, it is. Next question is pretty simple from Caden Geist. Have any of you seen the Office US TV show? If so, who is your favorite character and why?
Oh,
Yes.
I've seen like 5 minutes of an episode.
Yeah, I've been told how great the show is, and I can't. Every time I try to watch it, there are a few Steve Carell parts that I laugh at, but in general, I'm just like, no.
Really?
I don't find it that funny, actually.
Who's the crazy old guy?
Creed.
Yeah, I like Creed.
Creed.
Creed's pretty good. I think Stanley maybe because he's almost like a straight man.
Yeah,
Like, he's just not having it. It's like people's like, what am I doing here with these people?
Do you guys hear the screaming by chance?
Is it children? Or
A little bit.
Okay.
All right,
And the children are fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just year 2 of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
CLIs. Just get
Yeah.
used to it. There's going to be screaming children in all our videos.
All right, chill.
Were you were you about to say it's not just me? Did you think they were in your head for a minute?
No. Because it was like right outside my door, and then all of a sudden it was like downstairs.
I'm amazed that the kids next door to me aren't like going insane. They're the worst.
I love early U.S. Office, like the first 2 or 3 seasons. I think you're fronting if your favorite character isn't Michael Scott. Like the series hinges on him and fell apart quickly after he left. Steve Carell is like, I think, one of the best actors, comedic definitely. And so, yeah, just insane to me to hear anyone say it's not funny, the show. Like I can get not liking the vibes or whatever, but it's started off at least as one of the funniest shows you could ever watch on TV.
So are you saying all of us are fronting then, Kyle?
I'm saying
Except
you're fronting, Brad.
I think you're fronting, Kyle.
I would probably not get into The Office now, Kyle, just because when people are like, yeah, the first few seasons are good.
That's
And
like me with
for
Mr.
that
Robot,
reason,
dude. Same thing. Yeah. Yep. I get it, dude. I 100% get it.
Well, I think it's weird too because there's not like other than Michael leaving, there's not like a clear cutoff. Like it's kind of like you can still be into it after that, but just not sure what you think.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sort of just deflates. And
Like in Homeland,
wedding
when
wasn't
that
that great.
actor left,
Yes.
when who left?
one of the main actors.
Oh, yeah.
It's always weird when that happens in a show.
They want to go do movies.
Or when Angel went to go make Angel.
And then Angel went on to go make Bones.
Bones.
Buffy Angel.
Yeah. Next question is from Alex Al. Congratulations on a great and successful E3 and hitting 50K. Let's talk about Capcom. They are getting back on the market and bring a lot of great series back to life with DMC5, RE2 Remake, and Mega Man 11. This makes me very happy and also lets me dream that more series might come back if Capcom continues to impress. My question is, allies, what would be your dream series to be revived by Capcom? I personally really hope to see Rival Schools come back, good pick, or at least Project Justice, which is the same thing, right? Ported to current gen systems. I get it. Love and respect, Alex.
Doing a disservice if I did not say Onimusha for Huber.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one other one.
Dragon's
Dino
Dogma.
Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
Yeah, Dino
Cash in while
Crisis
it's
and
hot.
Dragon's Dogma are the
Yeah,
ones.
cash in. Cash in, dude. Those
Chris
dinos.
Put Chris Pratt in it. Sell it, dude.
Don't do it.
Dude, yes. Chris Pratt's skin.
Yeah.
It's weird because I never really was able to get into these games, but I was always kind of admired the concept a bit. But Gargoyle's Quest,
Yeah, Blood. Good pick, dude.
like if they could bring that back and like really make it snap, it'd be cool.
Bloodworth with the awesome pig.
And make it snap.
Make it
Make
snap.
it snap.
Yeah, dude. Make it snap. I'll clap for that.
What about you, Damiani?
I mean, the ones I like are back. I guess. And they said they're going to continue Ace Attorney, so it's not. We're just waiting to see what it is. I'm going to say something that other people like because I know there are a lot of people who used to work with and people who even today say they want more Breath of Fire. So,
Yeah.
So
An RPG would be cool, yeah.
I know there's a lot of love for Breath of Fire, so it'd be cool for them to try and revive it.
For me, obviously Mega Man Legends, but for anything else, Darkstalkers would be really, really cool, I think. It's a freaky monster fighting game.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next from Robert
Wait,
I.
I'm surprised no one said the one you all love so much.
Dragon's Dogma?
There you go.
We did
I
say
tried
it.
to say it.
Two of us saw it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I must have been dealing with my cat. At
I
the
said it
second.
too, but
Sorry.
they were talking about Chris Pratt.
I must have just heard the Chris Pratt stuff then. Sorry.
Chris Pratt in Dragon's Dogma.
Yes.
You hear what you want to hear.
As a pawn. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no pawn.
Robert, yeah, man, that'd be cool. I've always been interested in cut content in games, from the dam in Shadow of the Colossus to the Moonlight Ceremony in Dark Souls 3. These
Yeah.
relics left behind just make my imagination go wild to think about. What cut content from a game spurs your imagination and is a favorite of yours to think about?
The giant stone that was cut from Demon Souls. I always wanted to see an additional area that never made the cut, baby. There's
What is it, dude?
a pop facts. Did we do pop fixture pop facts on it? We did at Game Trailers way back in the day.
Cool. By the way, what's the Moonlight Ceremony?
It's some guy just found it. There are 3 swords that are like relic items, and he got into it in the alpha. And Huber, I don't know if you heard about this, but basically it was a PvP battle royale mode in Dark Souls 3 that was cut.
I just heard about this.
Yeah. So you did some kind of ceremony with the thing, and then you went to like a moonlight version of an area. I think Lothric Castle. I don't remember where, but yeah. And there's like supposedly like a battle royale style PvP sort of deal.
Probably just cut for technical reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, probably they just didn't get it ready in time. But I mean, like, you can fight other areas like up to like 4 or 6 people, but yeah, with more it'd be insanity. But yeah,
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's my first and the one I will always remember, and that's the little island off of the dam in GoldenEye.
Oh yeah,
And you could use the Game Shark to get over there. That's just so cool. There's nothing really over there, just like a building and stuff, but just really, really cool.
I love all the Bloodborne cut content. Like, people are making really good videos about them. The Souls, like From Software, for whatever reason, they just leave in all kinds of stuff that they don't end up using, but it's still in the engine. That kind of stuff is so good. Oh man,
The dungeons that they didn't do for Wind Waker.
Nice.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see the originals. I mean, they've gone on record and said that the concepts for those 2 dungeons eventually made their way into other Zelda games. So
They say a lot of things, Damiani.
yeah, I mean,
They say a lot of things, dude.
But I mean, those probably. I mean, they're not probably BSing at that point, though.
Right.
Like those dungeon
And
concepts did show up.
I'm curious whether there was ever more planned for that undersea area around Hyrule Castle.
There was,
just-
dude.
It just felt like it was supposed to be a much bigger place.
Yeah. I think they confirmed it was supposed to be a bigger place. Hurts.
And they said just the dam from Shadow of the Colossus. How about we get the dream and get the very least the cut colossi that were actually being worked on, or even just get like all the original 48 concepts in there.
I don't know if you've all seen it. The leaked Pokemon from Gold and Silver, there was a demo version that was at Space World in 1998, I think. And it's just crazy. There was like 100 cut Pokemon that are like fully finished out, and like they have movesets and like levels up and evolutions and everything. Just gone, just evaporated.
100?
Yeah.
From which game? Which version?
Gold and Silver, like the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon 2, basically.
And they never brought him in another game.
They never put them in other places?
No. So you can like, and this just happened a couple of months ago. You can check them out. They're weird and really cool, and some are like really bad looking, and some are really good looking, like better than any Pokemon you have now.
Dude,
That's
Did
confusing
any-
to me because it's like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel so much that they're a Pokemon that's just like a set of keys.
Mhm.
They've got 100 good ones just sitting there.
Yeah.
Keymon.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
So it was weird. Basically, it was like a new director stepping in, kind of like Final Fantasy 12. You know, you'd love to see what was cut from that. But yeah, a new director stepped in and basically wiped out their whole plan and changed a lot of things, and apparently killed a lot of Pokemon.
Weird.
Zero of those Pokemon are in anything else, Kyle?
Oh no, a bunch of them, I mean, stayed in Gold and Silver, but
Okay.
yeah, and some of them kind of, you can see where they kind of came up later, but yeah, a lot of them are just, there's an evolution for Farfetch, dude.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's like a highlight right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Next question comes from Brandon White. Hello, allies. So first of all, this is just a nice statement this month. I have been a fan since the early days of GT, and I was so excited when you guys lived on through Easy Allies. One of my dreams came true in meeting some of you, Huber twice, Ian, Don, and Jones, at E3. And you were just as nice in person as you are in camera, and I was just so happy to see that and to meet you guys. Between that and my finances settling, I'm finally able to pledge to you guys for the first time. I hope to one day get to meet all of you. I wish all of you the best because you all greatly deserve it. And I hope you can hear from me in the future. Also, congrats on 50K. Love and respect, Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Brandon, we have a rule here. They have to be questions. This is a Q&A. I'm going to have to move on, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Brandon.
That was a bit, by the way.
He's just kidding.
Oh boy.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
It's so hard to tell sometimes.
He cracks pretty easily.
Kyle's laughing at their jokes.
If you call him on the bit, then he
the
cracks.
smeller of jokes.
I can never keep a straight face. All right, Carl Williams. Hey, Eliza, what are your thoughts on Fully Coolly Progressive? Has it increased or lowered your anticipation for a Fully Coolly alternative? Personally, I'm liking the show, but I see no need to compare it to the original Fully Coolly. I always found the original to be simply all right, as opposed to a classic. So I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up feeling the same way for both progressive and alternative. Side note, I can't wait to see Team Pop Epic on Toonami. It's no doubt an interesting choice to show on the block. I hope I end up liking it. So before we discuss this, please someone explain to me Fully Coolly Progressive and alternative quick.
I think it's just the sequels.
They're doing 2 sequel series.
Yeah.
I didn't know one was
different
out
one.
already.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
There's been like 4 or 5. I've watched 0 of them yet.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were out
I haven't
already.
seen any of them yet.
Sorry, Carl, we're going to have bad answers to that
Sorry,
question.
Carl.
Yeah.
But,
June's
looking
anything
forward to it.
We don't know if it happened in June.
I don't even think Ben has watched any yet.
I don't know.
Maybe on the plane.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
on the plane.
Maybe on the plane.
By the time he gets back, he'll be done with it.
Yeah, caught up.
Next question is from Cisco Ace Jackson Garcia. Great name. First and foremost, congrats on hitting 50K, and so soon at that. Love you all. All right. Secondly, I want to apologize for missing a few months of submissions to the community showcase. It means I've gotten to add to the story. It means I haven't gotten to add to the story I wanted. But worry not, I'm returning in July now that life has calmed down. All right. So with that being said, to the left of Ben's host screens, I'll just call you off. You're going to meet the person to your left in your classes. So decide which class you meet. Can be anything you would be a class at an adventuring academy. Oh, swordsmanship, cleric, alchemy, merchant, etc. Thanks, boys. Love and respect, Cisco. Okay, so we're at like basically an adventuring school, and you're going to meet the person next to you in this class. So Huber, you're meeting Damiani at adventuring school.
Oh my goodness.
What class are you taking together?
Dude, alchemy. Let's go, Damiani. Let's brew some potions.
Okay, I get it now. But yeah, that's awesome.
Okay,
What are we gonna make?
Some like sleuth potion, dude. Reveals all the secrets.
Yeah, if somebody has like armor and you just like drip your potion on it and you like see the truth of their armor.
Yeah. You can like splash them with it and it'll reveal the truth, or you can like trick them to drink it and they'll tell you everything.
Trick them to drink it, baby.
Yeah.
So like Goonies style, where they like start from the beginning and just tell you everything they've ever done.
Damiani, you're in a class with Ian. What are you taking together?
Ooh, and I want to do a class on like conjuring. I like healing stuff, so like conjuring, like in like healing spells. So cleric, I guess, like a cleric class, like learning how to do like healing spells and like basically reading from tomes and stuff as well. Like figuring out like the lines you have to draw and stuff like that, like almost like ley line stuff. Yeah, nice. I like that.
But I feel like I would keep like joking around with you, so neither of us would be paying attention.
We'd probably make like our own ley lines and be like, these look way better.
Yeah. And then like flash forward like years later, we need something like simple that we should have learned, but we were joking about ley lines.
Yep.
And then it's just like, I don't know. I don't remember how to do this.
Close the portal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I'm on it.
it didn't work.
Ian, you're in a class with Bloodworth. What are you taking?
Oh man. I feel like deception class,
Okay.
but Bloodworth, like,
Because I need it so bad.
yeah, because you're like really uncomfortable with it, like, and I'm just like, it's easy, baby. You just lie to him, and then Blood's like, I don't know.
If you haven't seen it, I recommend going to youtube.com/EasyAlliesPlays and watching Bloodworth be a mole for the entirety of one of our group streams, where he was secretly trying to sabotage our gameplay throughout the
Dude,
entire
he was a
night.
mole poking out of the ground.
Yeah.
So easy.
So that's a good class. It's a good adventuring class.
Yeah.
All right, Blood, you're in a class with Brad. What are you taking?
What are we taking, Blood?
Blacksmithing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
foraging. I like it.
That's really good. Brad, you're in a class with me, dude.
We're gonna do sword fighting, Kyle.
Nice. I
We're
would
gonna get
love that. I would love that in real life, dude.
We should
Yeah,
take
dude.
sword fighting classes.
Okay. Huber, I'm in a class with you.
Mhm.
This is going to sound really weird. I want to take like a magical philosophy class.
Okay.
Because just I'm thinking about like this world where there's magic and like we have lots of powers. I think it actually like affects our philosophy, and I want to get behind it. I want to understand this world better.
I'm all
And
in on that.
And I
dude.
think
Come on,
Huber's the
Mac.
I think
Yeah,
we're going to study up.
perfect
Yeah,
candidate.
dude, let's go.
All right. Matt Curran.
Wait, did you guys hear that Jim Carrey is going to be playing Dr. Robotnik?
Yep.
Yes.
I did, yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I'd throw that out there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what? In
In a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah.
With James Marsden.
animated?
Half
Live action.
animated, half live action. Or like
Oh
split.
my.
What?
No.
I think
This
like
has the
Speed
potential to
Racer,
be
maybe.
horrible or like the greatest thing ever made.
I think it's going to be very good. I have a ton of faith in this.
I'm so into it. I'm so into it.
Next question comes to us from Matt Curran. Hello, allies. Did you hear that Jim Carrey is going to play Dr. Robotnik? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit. It's a bit.
I am proud to
a bit.
report that EA's press conference did not have a game affected by frame rate. I did not win our betting special, unfortunately. Oh, I guess you had your own. But it was still fun. And now all three of us have won a special. We had plenty of fun bets, like how many demons, a good one, how many characters in Fire Emblem will be wearing clothing unfit for the battlefield. Great bet. And how many times we would hear or see the word power during the Xbox press conference, which was super intense and came down to Phil Spencer's closing remarks. Matt, I gotta say you had some better bets than we
Yeah,
did. That's so fun. The thing is, though, like I hate how many in a press conference because you just have to watch a press conference over and over.
Yeah.
those are
Kyle
tough.
has had to do that like 7 times.
Yeah. So I've rolled out like how many blanks in a press conference. It's like it's one or nothing basically. We were all waiting with bated breath to see if he would say it one last time, but he somehow weaseled his way out of it. So what are your favorite betting memories and moments from Easy Allies and the Game Trailers days?
Oh man.
When I won the Slusser Cup and threw it on the floor in front of Huber, that was my favorite moment of all time.
So is that E3 2 years ago?
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
That's
Man.
Easy Allies, right?
At least.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it's E3 2. Yeah, I guess it. Shoot, I have a really bad memory of our. We've done too many already.
Yeah.
That's a good memory though. For me, it's the early memory. It's I think one of the first betting specials we ever did in Game Trailers days. We had a tiebreaker. We didn't have Bowser's Big Blast unlocked at this point. We tried and we couldn't. So the tiebreaker was this minecart thing. And then Hubert, do you remember this? We had to pick
Yes.
partners. I think you
Yes.
picked Ryan Stevens. I picked Rob Slusser, which is why it's called the Slusser Cup. Slusser and I won without hitting the brakes once. The stupid like minecart game was like, there's brakes. You want to hit this around corners. We never did it.
Yeah.
I remember
Full
this.
speed all the way. And I got to change Huber's PlayStation icon, which had been Big Boss for a really, really long time, into a baby pacifier. And I remember the comments were not feeling it in the first thing before the results show. They're like, "That's such a stupid bet." Like, but then watching it change live. You could see Huber's profile and you see Big Boss, and then it just goes blink, and it's a baby pacifier. And then watching Huber's face, watching how that affected him, turned out so funny. And like I feel like that's when we knew like we had a thing. That betting specials were really good. I think it was like that first one and nailed it.
The baby pacifier set the tone for all future betting specials, just like with the antics and with the stakes.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
for sure.
The speaking of Bowser's Big Blast, the moment where it was me versus Damiani versus was that you, Huber? Who was the other?
Yeah, 3 ways.
Oh my goodness, that was insane.
It just kept going.
It just kept going forever. And then, of course, the end of the most recent betting special was pretty sweet. But yeah, they're all a lot of fun cutting them. Like back in the day when you guys would just like wrestling, yell at each other. It's pretty funny. They're all a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this year people made a fighting screen select screen and and someone made an 8-bit version of the song that we use, which is called Thud, I believe. We got it off of Epidemic music, but they made a 8-bit version of it. It's fantastic.
Gamescom.
I still like remember the classic double jump bet with Elise.
Oh yeah.
And then the fact that was like Call of Duty was the thing.
Yes,
the first
dude.
double jump of all games.
So cool.
Next comes to us from Joseph Caruso. Hey, allies. About 20 years ago, I played.
Moon, right?
What?
Yeah, sorry. Zephyr Moon and Captain Hampton were the people who made the fighting screen in the song.
Cool. Hey, allies. About 20 years ago, I played the original Baldur's Gate and adored it. Everyone always talks about how great the sequel is, and I finally picked it up during a sale on Good Old Games, but haven't started playing it yet. Even though plenty of old games are still good, they're also often very obtuse, at least compared to most current games. In my experience with games like Baldur's Gate, it can be quite easy to miss your opportunity to recruit a character into your party by choosing the wrong dialogue option, or walk past a very powerful item early in the game, or level up your thief wrong so they can't disarm traps later in the game. With this in mind, how much do you think I should research Baldur's Gate 2 and utilize walkthroughs? Is it better to go in blind and struggle? Should I peek around for general tips to hopefully avoid spoilers, or straight up play along with a walkthrough so I don't miss anything major? When you personally go back to play a complicated game from the past for the first time, how do you usually take it on? Panel.
Hard question.
So, I mean, I usually would champion, if possible, playing it without any assistance. However, from personal experience, trying to play Final Fantasy XI and having that mentality and watching it spectacularly fail in terms of how frustrated I was getting at things, I think you will get better enjoyment out of an older game that you find frustrating if you just go and use guides to do it. Because I think it's really hard to recreate the circumstances under that game was released, and you might not have even been alive when the game came out, but if you were, it's hard to have like that frame of reference of how like what mechanics were back then, what were like the standards. So I think it's easier. I don't know if this is true, but I would guess that people who played games during that time period probably have an easier time going back to trying out a game they missed out from that time period, and they can just play it easier, get into it more easily, and not have to rely on stuff. So if you're not in that category, I would definitely say use a guide, and you'll get way more enjoyment out of it if you do that.
Especially with a game like Baldur's Gate, it's just so intense. Maybe meet in the middle. Like a game like that is perfect for a starter guide. Check out a starter guide. Like people, I'm sure there's hundreds online of like, here are 10 tips to get started in Baldur's Gate 2, like what characters you should pick, what skills you should get early and plan for ahead of time. Like those are really good because they're usually spoiler free. And then you're not worrying about like, oh, did I pick the right skill or the right party member? So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Like I think sort of Damiani said it, but like whatever you enjoy the most, games are about having fun generally. So like if you want to get everything and that's what's important to you and you don't want to feel like you missed out, then for sure. But if you just want to have like your playthrough and miss everything, I mean, the game that comes to my mind is like Suikoden, where it's like, I want to get all 108 stars and I don't want to miss them. And some of them are very obtuse. So like a guide on that is for sure, like not a bad thing. No shame. Play how you want to play.
Yeah, as Damiani was saying, it was, it's really easy to forget that back in the day, like guides were just like a normal part of magazines, and like there's so many games that we played having already read the guide basically, and like just jump back, or like Earthbound came with a player's guide, and like trying to play through it without that could be really frustrating because there's so many weird little mechanics, and like that's why like playing it on stream was so great, because anytime I would be getting to like some kind of weird choke point, like somebody would just hop in and like let me know exactly what was up, exactly like what level I would need my the smart guy Jeff to be able to repair a thing. And there's just like a lot, and two, like with the limited inventory systems, like okay, what here is actually useful. There's just a lot of weird little details in some of those old RPGs, especially, and adventure games like King's Quest and Maniac Mansion.
Dude, adventure games. Give me a hard time.
Oh my god.
Use those guides. Use those guides.
Yeah.
Next question. Sorry?
No shame.
No shame.
No shame.
Look, we're past the era of Conan dong rulers, okay? Like, no shame.
No shame.
Mikhail Agnell. Hello, Easy Allies. I've never really had any problem with invisible walls in games until I played Zelda Breath of the Wild, that is.
Whoa.
Breath of the Wild doesn't have any invisible walls, and now I get annoyed with invisible walls in other games. Have you ever had a single game change your game experience or preferences like that?
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Like, change the way I think about video game combat and controls, because for me, they just clicked in Dark Souls so well. So much so that I've been playing the remaster again, and I thought it would be clunky, and it's just not. It's just a great, perfect everything. I love it. Even though I think Bloodborne is more my style, but like, yeah, that made other games' combat seem like terrible to me. That game, it ruined video games for me.
Picking up documents in Resident Evil changed my life. Just thinking about a living, breathing world that's happening off screen was like the coolest thing ever.
I think a lot about why I was like too cool to play 3D platformers when I was like in my teenage years. And I wonder if it was Metal Gear Solid 2. I wonder if it was like playing that game and having that story and then like trying to jump into like Jack and Daxter where they're like, hey buddy, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I think that there was a huge gap in narrative for a long time in games, and kind of still is, where it's just like it was hard to take other games seriously because they were trying to do things that good games were doing and couldn't. So absolutely, yeah.
Kyle, were you just like a monster as a teenager?
As much as I am now.
Yeah. Kyle, I wish you had played Shenmue when it came out. Story.
Yeah. Never had a console that would run Shenmue, dude. Never had a Dreamcast, never had an Xbox.
Dreamcast, dude, it's coming back.
Dreamcast Classic.
Dreamcast 2. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
Are they speedrunning God of War right now?
Dreamcast 2 is debuting with a Jim Carrey Sonic game.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude. That's like it's a vehicle, dude. They're trying to advertise it.
Yep. Star power.
Any other really quick, like just like, oh, this game ruined every other game for me.
All right. I don't know about anything ruined. Like the other example of Breath of the Wild is just a climbing thing.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
like
climbing.
It's particularly when watching like older Zelda games. Like when I saw like that Majora's Mask speedrun, like I like expected them to start climbing the wall, and like, oh yeah, they can't do that.
Oh yeah, I played Breath of the Wild and Horizon right after it. And I was just like, man, just let me climb this. It'd be so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes sense. You just want your video game character to be able to climb. That seems like a natural thing you should be able to do.
Particularly when it comes to like the shin high obstacles and stuff. Just like step over it, dude.
Yeah, it ain't right.
Yeah, I mean, when you can't jump or swim too, that's kind of like that. In some games where it's like, what, this adult person dies if they touch water? Like, come on.
GTA, dude. Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Cool Assassin's Creed, yeah.
I'm cool with it. What do you think? Let's make a bet real quick. What do you think global population or U.S. population can swim? Should we do U.S. population?
U.S.
Even if you can't swim, you can get out of the water, though.
Right. Well, usually. I'd
No,
say
a lot of
80%.
people don't want to go in water. You think 80%? I think like 40% can swim.
You think it's less than half can swim?
Yeah. Can someone look it up while we do the next question?
I mean,
Okay. All right.
there's one from 2014. It says only 56% of Americans can perform the 5 core swimming skills required to be a certified or swimmer, basically.
But they can
Says
get out
roughly
of the
half.
water without dying.
Yeah. It says
I was like 80% can like not die if they fall into water.
I don't know. I think a lot of people do not want to go in water, and it would be the end of their game if they did.
Yeah, ocean freaks me out.
Oh, the ocean's terrifying.
also, it also varies by demographic, the percentages as well.
Jeremy Ferris asks, what are your favorite soundtracks that never get brought up? Movie, video game, whatever it may be. Give me one that I've never heard be praised.
Everybody's gone to the Rapture.
That's obscure enough. Blood's like it won a lot of awards, but yeah, I think it's obscure
Jessica
enough.
Curry is amazing. She's great. Dear Esther.
Oh, boy.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
I'll take it.
Freakos talk about that every day.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what?
Sly Cooper.
Dude, Brad, yeah.
Brad, that's a good one, dude.
Classy pick, Brad.
Yeah. Very nice.
People have brought this game up a lot, but I don't feel like a lot of people bring up the soundtrack. It's F-Zero GX. And the crazy thing is a lot of it is stuff that you have no reason to listen to. Like every one of those weirdo characters, like if you go to their like character profile, has a theme song.
Oh, what?
And all kinds of different genres and styles and stuff. Yeah.
That's cool.
The DMC soundtrack it's not perfect, but it really makes me want to be better at the game, because when you're like slashing people and the music's all like picking up and stuff, so that always that counts for something for me, like I wouldn't necessarily listen to it on its own, but while I'm slashing demons in DMC, it gets me going.
I streamed a Rugrats game recently, and it made me realize that Rugrats the show has one of the best animated series soundtracks. Like that show has good music.
Sick.
Yep.
Love Rugrats.
Cool. From XWF Outlaw. Hello, allies. Since my question last month about your introduction into anime mined some great lore for stories from each of you, I decided to throw a hypothetical one this month. The setting is E3 2019. Each ally has an appointment with From Software's Miyazaki to discuss Sekiro. Brad, help me with the VR game's name.
Daracene?
Daracene, okay. And his current and future projects. Upon the conclusion of the interview, he pulls you aside, brings you in close, and speaks to you at a level no one else can hear. He tells you he is aware of how much you love, praise, and revere his games, and is a token of his appreciation, he has a surprise for you. He tells you he's working on a new mystery project, and the only thing he can tell you about it is that it is a FromSoft reboot of one of your favorite franchises. He then says, "That's all I can say about it." Showing you, on the other hand, is absolutely okay. And after signing an NDA and surrendering your phone, Miyazaki then brings you in to sit in a soundproof room with nothing but a chair and a small flat screen TV. He leaves the room. You sit down. Lights go out. The TV turns on. and a trailer plays of the mystery game. My question is, which of your favorite franchises did FromSoft just reboot? What shows on the screen? And what is the title of the game that flashes at the end of the trailer? Thanks for sharing my question. I'm looking forward to EZA moving day to the new studio. Love and respect.
Wait, does this have to be anime?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of anything?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously Metroid Dread. So
It's what a reboot of one of your favorite franchises. There you go. Yeah, Blood nailed it already. What is the shown on the TV?
They're a cine, apparently.
oh, what's shown on the TV?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, just like Samus on top of her ship, looking down on a like kind of jungly, dark, crazy world.
And it's called Metroid Dread.
Yeah, do you remember those old Metroid Dread rumors?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's right in Metroid Prime, right? Is it Prime
Around there, yeah.
1 or I think it's Prime 1. You can find a Metroid Dread reference.
Yeah, they actually referenced it in Prime somewhere. I don't remember which game though.
Come on, just give me that Castlevania game. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's-
They could easily make that. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with whip combat.
What's it called, Huber?
Castlevania.
Just Castlevania.
Clean.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
just clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight up.
Cool.
Man.
Hmm.
I was thinking for the first half of this, I was thinking anime, and then I just started thinking about a Cowboy Bebop From Software game where you're playing as Spike. Maybe it jumps around. You play as Spike, Faye, and Jet, and Ed, and Ein. Screw it. But and they each have different combat styles. Like Spike is melee, unarmed. Faye's got a gun. Like, oh man, that'd be bonkers. But it's like a really weird fit for them. It would be weird.
You see this freaky wasteland, like jagged grass, right? Like trees that don't look quite right.
Jagged grass.
And it's like a dark sky, and it's weird. It's like raining in certain parts and snowing in certain parts, and the camera is moving forward really fast. We're going like 50 miles per hour just over this grass, and you just hear dit. And you're moving fast, and the music's getting so intense, and you're like dit dit. And then it's like dit dit Digimon.
Oh no.
It just got to black and it just says like Digimon. From Software.
Hi, Joey.
Oh, who's this?
Hey.
This is Joey.
I want them to make a new Vagrant story.
Whoa.
Nice, Brad. That's
I
such a
think
good
they would
pick,
do an
dude.
excellent job with Vagrant story, considering the theming and the tone of the first game. And the really insane out there one would be they're doing the next saga of Kingdom Hearts. They're taking over.
Perfect. Sora's story is told. It's time for the new one.
Yeah.
And FromSoft is taking it on.
Yeah.
Dude, that makes me want them to do Xenogears also.
Xenogears.
actually
Just let them
finish
do
it.
whatever.
Do
Yeah,
every
too many.
game.
You know what? Do whatever. Even if you want to make a weird VR game about being a
Pokemon,
fairy.
Kyle.
Yep, I'm in. Did Damiani do one?
Nope. You took the humorous angle, and then Brad dove into Square Enix, which I was going to do
Damiani.
once.
I
There's
Okay.
do.
plenty square.
I want From Software to make a Digimon game. I wasn't just doing a joke, dude.
Hmm. I mean, I know you do, but you also you kind of relish the bit a little bit there.
I think you're
Dude, what
supposed
if
to. I think that was the intent of the question.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine a Ganon from game, dude? They do one about like Ganon, and you play as Ganon and like no.
Life in the Garuda Desert.
Just
Oh.
like killing.
I don't know if I'd like the combat with that.
They can, but you're a consultant on the project, Damiani.
No.
Combat consultant.
The trailer ends and he said, and the lights come up. He's like, and also you're a consultant.
The serious one was going to be Final Fantasy. They are taking over Final Fantasy 16 basically, and it's like this fantasy magic based combat, and just going crazy with it. The monster battle, like taking all those classic Final Fantasy monsters and just like making them like so dark and demonic and intimidating for once, not like goofy. I mean, I don't want to say they're goofy, but like they actually have like this like presence about them where you like, oh shit, I have to fight this. Like, and it's like not turn-based. This is gonna be scary and intense. My joke one was gonna be Sonic the Hedgehog with Shadow.
It's also very good.
Yeah, where basically Shadow is hunting you the whole game, and yeah, it's like an open world Sonic, and it's slow pace except when he's coming after you. Then you got to go fast and run away.
It's like
so you're using the speed for chase sequences and getting away, which makes sense. But otherwise, it's like it's like this like the world. It's basically that the Freedom Fighters plot where like the world has just been like ravaged, like the giant forest, and like Sonic is trying to help survivors in the world and rescue them and stuff like that, and try and restore the world. But Shadow is out there trying to like take you down.
All right, is everyone else hearing the weirdest music right now? What was that?
Sound like a
I
vacuum.
heard like a beep.
Yeah.
I think it ended when Blood. Where you were like resetting your laptop. I think it was making the strangest noises.
It
Really?
might have been Huber because he went muted there.
Okay. From Katie Rose. Oh,
Wait, I thought of another one. Just
Okay.
real quick. The Mistborn series of novels by Brandon Sanderson, I think would be an amazing From Software game.
cool. Hey, Allies. I found Easy Allies through pure luck about 8-ish months ago. So I'm a relatively new fan. I'm aware that you all worked together previously at Game Trailers, but I was wondering what the story is for how you actually met and became friends. I was curious about this after Huber mentioned during a group stream that he and Brad grew up near each other. Much love and respect, Burrup.
Burrup. Love it.
So it's an interesting timeline because I mean Huber and Brad are the only two who have any relationship prior to Game Trailers.
Mhm.
But it's like when so
Yeah,
where
so
does it
I
go from
came
there?
in 2007. I was hired on the editorial team at GT.
Sure, and I mean Jones founded it. We should give Jones credit there.
Brandon actually started GT.
But
back
when
in
is the
day with,
moment-
Slusser and Groats.
When was the moment you felt you were friends with Brandon Jones?
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's weird because like you just work together and like Brandon wasn't. I mean, like even he like on Cup of Jones recently, like he gets me and Damiani mixed up for when we came in because we didn't work that directly with Brandon. Like we handed our scripts into Shane, and then like it kind of went from there, and then we just kind of worked with the editors directly.
Yeah, I mean not even till like really like Viacom sold us, we were super tight, I would say.
Yeah, I mean we
didn't
definitely
have any like interaction with Brandon really until then. Yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
definitely
not
felt like we
much, I
had,
mean.
but because I remember when he had his office right there, like next to the editors and the capture stations, we would have a lot of fun interactions because he would just, if we were working on something or screaming or whatever, he would come out and either check out the game or, tell us to be quiet or something, It's like, but
He
yeah,
had a very different role. He had a very,
I
very
definitely
different
spent a
role.
lot of time in Brandon's office there at Viacom, just hanging out sometimes.
Hanging
Yeah.
out sometime.
And then
Okay.
Damiani was a year after me because me and Patrick Morales were hired 2007, and then Damiani and Brooks Huber were hired in 2008.
Okay, Damiani,
No relation.
when did you first feel like you were friends with Bloodworth?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. That's the answer for everything. I think it was like some point. Trying to think of like the like the Nintendo stuff, especially like grab all the stuff from like the virtual console and everything like that. I just remember talking about like the absurdity of some of the stuff they would put up there and the trailers. You always had to grab the trailers and stuff. And I was like,
I
oh
had
my
like
gosh,
a full
Bloodworth.
set of links at like Japanese websites where we grab trailers from every morning. That would be like the first 2-3 hours of my day. It was just going through all the Nintendo links.
But you would bond over those trailers?
Because I think there wasn't as many people who were like interested in like the obscure Nintendo stuff. So
Sure, yeah.
it was like, hey, I had someone who knows about them and pays attention. So it's kind of nice to have that.
And I was
weren't there like 80 like Wii Fit like TV spots that we ended up grabbing?
Yeah.
It's like every day they would do
It
stuff.
was definitely a quantity game back at GT.
And
Ian and I were friends within seconds.
Who?
You and I.
yeah, you know, I always get confused. Is it you or me first?
I was first. You came in like a week or two after I did.
Ian, when did you first realize you were friends with Damiani?
Damiani? Well, that's the thing. Like, back then I was a video editor, and like, it was like the video editor's side, and then your guys' side, and it was divided by like a column of doors, you know. So it was all very mysterious over there. Like my only interactions with Damiani for the first like couple of years were like watching him play like Mega Man for 100 years and stuff like that. You know, like,
Yeah. What did it take for that mystique to drop and you to become friends?
I mean, I think we all got way closer when Viacom fired everybody and we got sold to Defy. Obviously, like the people who remained, like.
But we went to Gamescom together.
But yeah. I mean,
What about Timeline though, Ian?
what? Oh,
I don't know if that made Ian like me though.
Well, we definitely became more familiar at Timeline. I mean, I don't know. I've always liked Damiani. What a weird question. I mean, like you, I had immediate distrust.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Damiani-
next because I got to talk about when we became friends.
Well,
Okay,
Cal,
dude.
you sat right next to me.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the GTTV side, like on that set of cubicles, and then the editorial side on the other set.
Yeah, Blood, I was intimidated by the editorial staff of Game Trailers for a long
Me
time.
too, dude. I was afraid of those guys.
Big time. Ian, I feel like it was mandatory update because basically you were like an editor who was like down to do weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like I think you would appear in Final Bossman bits and stuff ahead of that, but I don't think we really interacted creatively until mandatory update. If I remember correctly. And I think I think we became friends during mandatory update stuff.
For sure. I will say, like, with Kyle, I've had some of the most like close, like real talk moments, and also some of the like most intense, like not blow ups, but like most intense moments too. Yeah, disagreements
For sure. That's what friendships are about.
Mm-hmm.
I would describe us as almost like more of a family
Mm-hmm.
than friends. You know, it's like a different level of like weirdness.
All right, we know Huber and Brad were friends, but Huber, just to finish this game, when did you realize that you and I were friends?
When you had me help you on Final Bossman. You're like, hey, can you give a hand? You want to like help out? Because it wasn't like I don't think you really needed help at all, but you just wanted to include me. At least that's what I felt.
What was it? What were you doing?
You were doing prompter stuff for mandatory update, I remember, right?
Yeah, do it prompter for Ian, of course. But with Final Bossman, it was just like helping Anton like move things and set up, and then just like hanging out in the room and just watching.
Nice, dude. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I mean, you were an intern at that time. You were just there to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like both you and Brad came in without any expectation of writing stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Before we move on, I remember one of the first times I encountered Huber. I believe I wasn't even like sure who he was. I don't know. Maybe that's just the dramatized version. But like, I was sitting at my computer editing. Huber ran into my bay and grabbed my shoulders and just went, "Dark Root Basin, dude," and then left. And I was just like, "Who was that? What just happened?" I was like, "Was that weird intern who touches everybody?"
Actually, before we move on, I want to ask one last question. Brad and Huber. Brad, when did you realize that you were friends with Huber?
I feel like there was not a moment of just realizing that because we knew each other since kindergarten. So it was just kind of always been that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like when I think of like kids that I was friends with in elementary school, like there's a moment I think where like it's like, oh, we're friends now. Did you have that?
No, I can't remember that moment.
The earliest I can remember is just like playing video games on the living room floor.
It was probably like, hey, you like video games? Like, yeah, I like video games, and that was probably it.
Next question is really short from Kyle Lee. If you had to choose a game to compete in a tournament for, which do you think you do best with?
Oh,
Tetris.
Oh boy.
Is this between like the 9 of us?
Yep. Oh no, I think it's you're going to like a tournament in like SoCal.
None.
Well,
Gotta
no, which
say-
would you do best in? You know what I mean? It's not like we're gonna win this tournament, but like, what are you
No
gonna like?
limit, Texas Hold'em.
Counts. Count it.
No.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to get deeper.
Count it.
Talos Principle.
That's
Speed running it or what?
I don't. Well, not speed running it. What am I good at?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that often that I think of myself as being actually very good at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't
Blood,
either.
you would
I've
win
had
in the
those
honor
moments
tournament right now.
That Splatoon, like I just had magic when we had that stream, but I don't
Mhm.
know that that's representative of how I normally play.
Okay, Blood's going into a Splatoon tournament. Damiani.
Final Fantasy 14 PvP.
Yep. Thank you.
Sick.
I was going to suggest that. Yeah, I think. Do they have tournaments for that kind of thing?
They actually do, but it's team based, and yeah,
You'd
They're
still-
just
you'd still
starting it.
compete. Yeah.
I don't like the there's two PvP modes in 14. The more competitive one, I don't like it. It has a lot of problems. But anyway,
Huber. Hearthstone?
No limit, Texas Hold'em.
Oh, then hold them. You already did yours.
Yeah,
Brad,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Team Fortress 2.
Nice. Extremely good. Ian, have you thought of one yet?
I'm trying to think of like board games now, like Thunderstone.
Swords.
Swords is random. I mean, it's
Is
not
there no
random,
meta?
like-
Is there a meta to swords that you've mastered at this point?
There is meta, but it depends. Like if other people are good at the same meta, it equalizes again.
Gotcha. All right, I can move on. From Ulf himself, any game company you want gives you creative control over the next game in one of their franchises. There is one condition. It has to be an MMO. Which franchise do you choose, and how do you design the game?
That is a big condition.
That's a big condition.
let's do this.
MMO.
Pokemon. We're doing this.
Oh, you're gonna ruin
This-
my
this-
favorite franchise.
This, yeah,
goes.
that's perfect.
Oh,
Because I'm gonna make
yes.
my dream Pokemon by ruining Pokemon for Kyle. Beautiful. No, so many long talks about what a Pokemon MMO would be. Just one thing, like would choose and design the game. I think one of the core things about it needs to be you can't use legendaries whatsoever. That legendaries are just like rating counters, but you can't capture and use them against other people. Be too imbalanced. But the gym stuff and the Elite Four, you have to have those be like a weekly reset. Where if you a player can become like the head of a gym for like a week or a month, and you get like benefits from being that like leader and stuff. And someone has each week or whatever, you have to defend your gym basically. Like all the like trainers are gonna come, the players are gonna come challenge you.
Isn't that how
And,
Pokemon Go already works?
Sorta.
Kind of.
Kind
It's
of, but like
different. Okay.
it's more boring probably
Sure.
than like,
Mhm.
the visuals that you'll have in this MMO. But yeah, like we talked about that concept way before Pokemon Go existed and stuff
True.
like that. Yeah, and you have to have like your Pokemon like following you at all times and stuff, which would be awesome.
The Witcher.
Ooh.
MMO.
Witcher.
Let me
Too
live.
easy, dude.
Let
So
me
easy.
live there. I'm never
Witcher is a
leaving.
weird one. Who would you be playing as? There's not a lot of Witchers.
You are not a Witcher.
Okay.
You are anything you want to be.
No,
I
Huber.
just love that world.
It's
dude.
It's gonna be
I
like
just-
Star Wars, where everyone wants to be Jedi.
Yeah, you gotta unlock the
Exactly,
Witcher.
exactly. Yes,
You
like
gotta
Star Wars
drink the
Galaxies.
potions.
Yes, go through the Witcher trials, dude.
That would be
Yes.
hilarious. People just like die from poisoning.
Mhm.
Start over. Pick a new character.
That's actually really cool. I like that idea.
I just want to play more Witcher.
I was thinking Dragon's Dogma was the first thing that came to my mind, and then I was like Bloodborne, but now I'm thinking Symphony of the Night style 2D Castlevania with just an insane amorphous castle that they add on like a new wing like every week. It would be bonkers. And you can fight each other or help like work together to get into new parts of the castle.
That's
It'd be
cool.
weird, but I think it could work.
Blood, you had one?
The first thing that came to mind was Animal Crossing.
Yeah, baby. Do it.
Huge
up.
cities. Yeah, all the animals available. but still moving around like they do in Animal Crossing. So like at one point they're like they're in your part of town, and then if you want to visit them again, you got to figure out where they moved. And then you got to build fences and stuff to protect from miscreants who want to chop down your trees.
You've got a real
miscreants, great word.
Yeah, I got it.
Boyle camera locked on you right now, Bloodworth thing.
Oh, I'm holding it because my laptop was getting hot on the cushion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what was happening. Okay.
All
right, here we go.
Us.
World of Zelda. Pick your race, man.
Brad, I was gonna say the same thing, dude.
Be a Goron. You could be a Zora. You could be a Kokiri. You could be Hylian, man. Pick your class. You want to be a knight. You can be caster. You can do all of that. Ganon's like the big villain throughout the MMO that you chase through expansion. Stuff like that. There could be time travel where you go different eras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad,
I was thinking Zelda has so many races. It has so many good races that
I would
could
want to be
so
the guys, Kyle from Skyward Sword, that come out of the ground with the funny haircuts.
Yeah. That's a really good pick, dude.
Dude, can you imagine a Zelda dungeon, dude, in an MMO? Yeah. What that would be like?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like puzzles you have to figure out as a group.
Yeah, I think for that to work, it'd have to be procedurally generated, which kind of sucks, but it would still be cool to spelunk in a dungeon with a bunch of buddies. Yeah, same, Brad. I think it's crazy that game has like so many appealing character designs, and we only play as Link. Hyrule Warriors is kind of cool just to be able to play as a Goron, Majora's Mask is an exception for sure. So you
just made me want to play Hyrule Warriors, Kyle.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Here, I got it on Switch, man.
Yeah.
Pick that up. 1d10 the show. Hey, allies. Let's say you are all controlling the control panel of EZA, a la Inside Out. Which emotions would each of you represent and control? So Easy Allies is a 10-year-old girl, and we're all the emotions inside of her head. What emotions do we represent?
Can I have hope?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Calm.
Nice.
What is it, like sadness, joy, anger?
Yeah, but they also added like disgust, as if that's like an emotion that we all have consistently. So you can be cute with your answer for sure. Hope is a good one.
I'll be disgust. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. I kind of wanted that one
too. I think I would be doubt.
Sure. I'm dumpiness.
What?
Dumpiness.
What does that even mean?
Like when you're in the dumps, you know what I mean? Like just kind of
sad?
Dumpy. Yeah. But not sadness, just dumpy.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, there's a difference. Did Damiani do one?
No. Indecision.
Anxiety.
Okay. Ooh. Nice. Man, so then I'll take smug to pick up.
There you go. That's
smugness. Yeah.
All right.
Angelo,
so
Dahlia.
Two positive emotions and the rest are...
Smug is a positive emotion. I don't know what you're talking about. Hello there, Alice. I feel I've been asked this question enough times that with me being a patron and all, I'll get a sense of karmic justice if I ask the same question to you. It's also a good exercise sometimes. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, gosh.
Please feel free to answer in whichever context you'd like. That is funny, Angelo. That's a pretty frequent interview question.
Yeah.
5 years? Dude, I might have like kids in 5 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Intense.
Whoa.
Do you have those kids in an apartment or are you moving to a house, dude?
Trying to move.
We're millennials. We're never getting a house.
Yeah, seriously.
But Huber's getting kids. It's time to
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Time to plan for
that
the
house.
future.
Yep.
I think that the financial unrest wrought by having the studio has destroyed us.
Mm-hmm. Easy Allies is only Damiani.
Yeah. But then he accidentally says something offensive that wasn't intended that way, but it just goes too far, and then it just unmakes everything. Yeah.
Ian, I realize you can make that joke any week, but it seems particular to this week. Making a little less of a funny joke.
Yeah.
Working in an office somewhere, happily.
Brad,
As
what?
Easy Allies, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You're happy in an office, man?
Dude, yeah.
Do we
had
have
a lot of
other
lame jobs in my
employees?
life.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. Yeah.
I like it.
5 years, I think so.
I was daydreaming about this, that if we somehow figured out how to be a business and like do well at it, you know, and like we're like millionaires or something, and we have like an office building and we have like more employees and stuff, that I would, as a joke, I think it would be funny to, on their first day, have them go into a room that is like dark and there's a light on them, and then they just hear a voice that says, "We are the Council of 9." You know, and like then we like orient them that way.
This is a real thing you're daydreaming
I
about?
was daydreaming about this like 2 days ago, where I
Wow.
was like, like it's like really freaky and weird, but then afterwards we're just like, nah, it's cool, we're fine. You're welcome aboard, you know. Makeup just like weird at first.
I got a tattoo for sure.
What's your tattoo?
I always wanted a neck tattoo, so maybe just like a big black diamond.
Sick.
Okay.
For like snowboarding, like difficulty, like you're difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blood, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
let's do it.
I mean, as I was just jumping in on whatever's here.
Don't jump in on us. Tell us where you see yourself
This
in
has
5
never
years.
been a good question for me. I'm always like pretty liquid, but
So you're
yeah.
saying you've got like a possessed demon arm? Is that what you mean?
No, just ready for whatever. Yeah.
Ready
I
for
don't know.
whatever.
Ready for whatever. Do you get more sleep in 5 years, do you think? Or less?
I probably don't either way. Probably the same nonsense.
Just being honest. Yep.
I see Blood 5 years at a cushy office at Nintendo, just living it up.
I mean, I could probably make that happen whenever I want to, but it's just about timing.
Oh my god!
We gotta move on.
Ticket.
I had an interview before we started.
We're moving on.
My old boss is here now. I got a promotion.
From
Blood, dude.
From
chat.
Sanjeev Mohan Raj, what was one of your favorite experiences during any E3 with a non-ally, excluding stuff that happened before press conferences?
Oh.
So, not talking about anybody here, not any of the easy allies. What is your favorite E3 experience?
I can't remember a time where I've seen another human being besides the 9 of us during E3 in like years.
Sneaking into E3 before I was in the industry.
With whom? Who are you with?
I don't know. Oh, I wasn't with anyone.
Dude, nice.
I was there when I was not supposed to be there. That's all.
Like on the floor?
Yes.
Wow.
Rogue agent.
Rogue agent.
One of the first E3s, no, the first few E3s I went to, I'm QAing at Activision, and I would meet up with my friend who worked at a talent agency. And yeah, we were so stoked to just be able to go. You know what I mean? We're not reporting, we're not learning anything, but yeah, we just played demos. And we would always eat at Denny's ahead of time. So like 9 a.m. Denny's, getting stoked for E3 is like just like talking about all the games we're gonna play. It's probably my favorite.
Sick.
When we did GT Live, Kyle, I was like still pretty much an intern.
Mm-hmm.
But well, there were 3. It's kind of. I'll make a long story short. There were 3 interns, but Hoffman chose me to help out on GT Live, so I got to like go and help with that whole process. And
The golden touch.
The golden touch, and I didn't think I would be able to go to the floor, but then on one of the days, they were like, "Okay, you can go to the floor." And I had never been on the show floor, never been to E3 before. So I specifically remember standing outside the door, taking a deep breath, walking in and just soaking in the moment. I will never forget that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You told the person you were interviewing someone, you told them to soak in the moment.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Got to.
I guess I thought of somewhere seeing people from out of town is always really cool. I actually had a relationship with an ex-girlfriend that began at E3.
Whoa.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, like, yeah, seeing out of towners and stuff is cool too.
Haven't heard Blood and Damiani. I'm guessing just nothing popped into you.
I mean, I have. That's the thing. Like, I've been to so many E3s now. It's like which thing really stands out the most?
I mean, when you're the head of Nintendo, you know it's hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some of those early interviews, which is funny because like some of the early interviews I wasn't good at interviewing at all, and so I was just sort of in the room with other people that were good at interviewing. So talking about Metroid Prime 2 with those designers, and with like Dennis Dyack about Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes and stuff, and just kind of soaking that kind of thing in for the first time in just like a tiny little room.
That's cool. Yeah. Same, dude. I was in a Cliffy B interview for Gears of War 3, and I was like, man, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
Just sitting in on someone else's interview, man, this is legit, dude. It's just like,
Blood interviewing Snoop Dogg.
yeah.
10 out of 10.
Oh, like,
Best of all time.
oh yes, I had a similar experience. It wasn't E3, but it was DICE, like 2002 or 2003. What year was Wind Waker, Damiani?
I'm sorry.
What year
Wind
did
Waker.
Wind Waker come out?
That it came out in Japan in 2002, so 2003 was the US.
Yeah, so it was in between there for sure. So 2003 DICE. Then, like, I just got to be a fly in the wall with Miyamoto and Onuma
Nice,
for
dude.
an interview there.
And that's when they told Bloodworth, anytime you want to come work at Nintendo,
Yeah,
give us a call.
I just mean it's like a
We've
persistent
got a
thing.
corner
It's
office
like,
waiting.
He left a good impression.
I've got the experience to get one of those jobs. I would just have to like keep poking at that door until it happened.
Blood, I still think that's the smuggest thing I ever heard from you.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's the
You
winner
want a job,
for
you
sure.
go for it, and it works. I don't know.
True. Next question comes from a pack of puppies. 'Tis better to give than to receive. So if you could make a dream come true for another ally, who is it, and what is it, and why? Love and respect.
Fantasy Star Online for Benmore.
Nice. Why?
He deserves
Two.
it. He deserves it. He wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Loves Fantasy Star. I've talked to him about it. He's had a hopeless feeling with it. So I just want to make that dream a reality.
Kyle, I'm giving you Ape Escape, dude.
Wow, thanks, dude. I have many other dreams, but Ape Escape's fine.
I remember you saying it one time, and I just remember that. There you go. And Mega Man Legends 3. It's all happening.
Okay, cool.
Crossover.
I mean, Hubert gets everything he wants, but if Resident Evil 3 was actually woven into the new Resident Evil 2 remake, that'd be pretty incredible.
Jones talks about his dream of never having to sleep. I'm going to make that happen for him.
Whoa.
No, isn't it eat too? He also has sleep.
What?
He always tells me he doesn't want to eat.
I never
He
want
doesn't
to eat.
Jones doesn't eat for pleasure. He eats just to go.
Me too, dude. Me
Same,
too.
yeah.
Wow.
Hate it, man.
Food sucks.
I love food.
I would grant stability for Ian. I feel Ian is the most worried about everything like being set and just not having to worry about stuff.
Oh, you mean financial stability?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm fine, blood. I'm stable as they come.
For a millennial.
Yeah.
Are we done with dreams?
Are you a millennial, Ian?
We're all
Yeah.
millennials. Every one of us.
Millennials.
Nah.
Not Bloodworth.
You're right. I
You
guess
are.
like Blood and Jones got cut off somehow because they
Gen
didn't,
X.
they didn't
81
have.
to 2000.
Oh, okay.
Or-
To me, I think
Yeah,
the
we're
line is.
79.
You were
Yeah.
born in the 70s?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think Jones as well. Yeah, basically, it's like if you had the internet in high school, is like the cutoff, and they didn't.
A little bit of it, but yeah, not at home.
Yeah,
If you had the what in high school?
internet. That's basically why they cut off millennials. It's basically these weird people who grew up with the internet.
Yeah.
Created this own weird generation.
I remember life before the internet.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Better times.
A lot
All
of
right, so
cardboard, a lot of sticks.
Damiani does not care to share any love. We'll move on. First, nitty gritty question. I like this. It's from Steve Fallon. Has the new switcher setup made post production simpler or more complicated? I imagine you can do a lot of your post work, like titles, etc., in real time, but you also have 3 cameras worth of higher quality footage to work through.
The way that we record, the only show that we've been recording using the switcher is the podcast. And the way we record it is I record as normal as we used to. I record on the main camera on itself as a backup. So we have the wide no matter what. And then we record the program out from the switcher into what's called a hyperdeck, which is a recording device that runs off the switcher. It's a separate unit. It records onto SD cards. It records ProRes, which I don't love, but Jones cuts the podcast and he has a Mac, so ProRes is fine. But and it runs fine for us too on PC. But he puts in the lowers and the music and all that stuff in post. Since he's editing it anyway, there's no real point in running the risk of screwing it up live and having it baked in, because like there's not much you can do if you bake it in the way we're recording it. It would just be in there. But yeah, so he's putting in all the graphics, so the halftime stuff, the music and everything. But yeah, it basically the value added is that we have multiple cameras and it goes straight to one card like it used to. I think we have that backup.
The file sizes were tricky the first week. I don't know if that's an issue anymore, Ian, is it?
The file size was huge the first week because I was recording to ProRes standard instead of ProRes LT. ProRes LT is a little smaller and there's not much quality loss. It's still like really good. And we were also recording 60 frames per second, which we really didn't need to be doing. Now we're at 29.97, so it's basically just half as big. Whereas before we filled up, like the first one we did like that, we filled up 228 gig cards and spilled onto like a third or something like that. Now we can record a 2-hour podcast on 128 and still have some room. But yeah, that first podcast, the file sizes were astronomical.
And yeah, so I don't think it's going to change our pre-recorded stuff too much, but I think we could do some really fun stuff live with our switcher.
Yeah, that's where it's really sparkling.
Cool. Next question from Caesar Villa. Hello, allies. Same text as last month, just different system. Oh yeah, these are always fun. Building a gaming music library, and I need your wise input. I'll be using the following months to gather video game scores. Yeah, we do this one every month. Let's skip to the point. This month, PS2. What are your favorite soundtracks of that system? Love and respect, Caesar.
Dragon Quest 8.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. You got to get
Best.
Final Fantasy 10. You got to get Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
3 for sure.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2, throw that in.
Kingdom Hearts. I'm in for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Metal Gear Solid 3, yeah, for sure.
I think
Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, I think Castlevania Lament of Innocence has a pretty good soundtrack.
Nice.
Okami.
Okami.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Katamari Damacy.
Great pick, Rad.
Nice.
Tekken 5.
Well, I mean,
Persona 4 or in 3.
Persona 4 and 3.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
Count them.
Forgot about that. What about God of War?
God of War, dude. So in.
Oh, we had Devil May Cry.
Yeah, Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them on there.
Hey, is the Zone of the Ender soundtrack good? I like the theme, but I don't know if
Zone of the Ender 2 has fantastic music.
Okay.
Although also they made a special album which was like remix and arrangement versions, which was like really good for the HD collections release, but they're not actually in game. But I liked Zone of the Ender's. I like the music in like those games. Yeah.
What about Guitaru, man?
Ian, yes. Yeah, those are some really good songs. Heck yeah. Cool. Sounds like we're tapped, but I mean, that's a good playlist already.
Mm-hmm.
Raymond Chow asks, fries or nachos? This is the
Fries.
first question.
Hey, we forgot GTA on that list.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, GTA score is kind of cheating, huh?
That's true.
true.
Blood, did you say nachos, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Wait, is it
Cool.
nachos or fries?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go fries.
Who
Fries.
picks?
Yeah,
Who
good,
picks
Yeah,
nachos?
I gotta go
Why would
fries.
you
Good.
pick fries?
good truffle fries or like
Yeah, some nice steak fries.
I think you're fronting if you say nachos.
Why? What?
Yeah.
You're
What's
talking about
fun?
just basic nachos with cheese on them, or you're talking about like the full deal?
Oh, so you're
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
like you got some like tomatoes and some meat. And
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well,
we're talking about
fries is
truffle fries, so
a
you get
staple.
nachos get to go all out too.
Yeah, dude, you can do the same thing with fries.
Yeah,
Can you imagine
fries
having
still
a burger with no fries?
imagine having a burger with nachos, even worse.
You wouldn't do
Imagine
that.
having fries.
But Blood made a case. I get
But
it.
you can
Yeah,
have
and I-
nachos with fries now at Taco Bell.
I personally
Yeah,
like
nice.
eat the fries like on the way home while I'm in the car, and then almost never finish them.
But that's the
While you're
best.
heading back to the office, Nintendo HQ.
Yeah.
Next question from David Lee, Zatvundut. Hello. Do any of you have a favorite gaming myth or theory? Solved or not? Thanks. Damiani, please go first.
Wait, why am I going first? I've like done so many. You all need.
What's
should-
your favorite?
What's your
Yeah, what's your
favorite,
favorite, dude?
Damiani?
I mean,
Choose.
solved or not?
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
If you could bring Eris back to life.
Nice.
It's a
Yeah,
classic.
it's a classic one.
Mine's probably that truck, the truck that you got to push to
Mew.
get Mew. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I like have a favorite anymore now that I've covered all these.
Oh,
Mine was what's
Yeah.
behind that damn door in Resident Evil 2, the second story police station, right near the statues.
sick.
Nice.
Mhm.
Always wanted to open that door. Maybe in the remake.
Has anyone done it?
I bet it's going to be a
Akuma,
bathroom.
that's where Akuma is.
Yeah.
On the toilet. Yeah.
Ian, they said they were asked about it, and they said that they were gonna put something there, but they just never did.
Dang.
So it's just a useless door.
The silver pendant was always really
That's
good.
classic, yeah.
Yeah.
Demon Souls or Dark Souls?
Dark
That's
Souls.
That's Dark Souls. Yeah.
I'll tell you my
When they
least
told
favorite.
about.
My least favorite theories are always the ones that are like, was this character dead the whole time? Those I have. I have
Like
no
Final
patience.
Fantasy 8.
Yeah, I have no patience for those theories.
You know what? I guess this theory was the Star Fox one.
Yes. What is the Star Fox one?
That Fox's father, James McLeod, ended up, or that Star Fox and F-Zero are in the same universe, but that James McLeod ended up traveling from his dimension in Star Fox to the dimension of F-Zero and lived on there. Like, it was pretty cool.
Damiani, to me, that is fact.
To me, that is ridiculous.
You made a video so convincing that it is
Yeah.
fact.
It's
To me,
fact.
it's fact.
Yep.
To me, it's ridiculous. So,
Well,
like,
there's an
President
F-Zero
President
character-
Butlerworth at Nintendo will be like, "I decree this ridiculous." Like,
Strike it from the record. Blood, there's an F-Zero character who's got sunglasses like Fox's dad. Like, he's there. He's in the game.
His name is
They're
James
tight.
McLeod. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like a human.
It's like Sora going to different worlds. It's
it's
like,
a byproduct of traveling on the space whale through the black hole to through the another dimension to
Do you
World
think
of
Mr.
F-Zero.
EAD is Mario?
he underdid all that. You know, we're gonna find out in that Star Fox Grand Prix. A lot of revelations are gonna happen.
Mr. AD is not Mario.
We're gonna Mr. EAD. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out the truth.
All right, we're going into 15-minute boost round. So we're going to be a little faster with these.
Boost
Okay.
round.
Snap.
Hudson Bilber, make him step. Hey, Elias, what is the worst or funniest gaming opinion or take you have ever heard? Love and respect, Hudson.
Kyle saying that A Link to the Past has bad sprites.
Yes, that is it.
Next.
Next
Next.
question.
Mason Victoria asks, hi, Allies. If you had a video game theme based on you, what style genre would it be? And what would be the thematic melodic instrument? Think of it like how you could choose your instrument in Divinity 2.
Oh wow.
Melodica would be my instrument.
Hammered dulcimer.
Nice.
Well, synths.
Probably drums for me.
Nice.
I'll go with the cello. I like a good cellist.
Mine is a soft woman's voice.
Uh-huh. That fits.
Go on.
Go on.
Give me
Just
more.
like, la 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 la.
Nice.
Sounded like the jingle from something.
Damiani doesn't have an instrument?
I don't know.
All right. Nope. Next up.
Ocarina. Boom, done.
Yeah, you nailed it. Thank you, Brad. Chris LaRue asks, what's your favorite video game Easter egg?
Frostmourne in X-Men Origins
good
Wolverine.
Very
I go straight to that one every time. That was it's just the right time for that kind of Easter egg. I feel like Easter eggs are a little played out since then, you know what I mean? It's like obnoxious sometimes. At that point, that was so off the wall and weird and unexpected. That's such a good Easter egg.
So crazy. So cool.
The Lost Hatch is in that game too.
Yeah.
Talos Principle has a lot of really good ones. Like an electric sheep one. That was funny.
What is it? Samus
Also-
and Link sleeping in Mario RPG.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the room in Arkham Asylum that hinted at
Yes.
Arkham City. Nobody found it. They had to tell us 6 months after the game had come out. That's so cool.
That's one of the best Easter eggs of all time, for sure.
I guess this counts. The Link and Samus character models in Donkey Kong Country 2. They're like at the game show.
And the Sonic shoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the
Really
items that
fast,
belong to them, right?
No,
Yeah.
they're like actually there.
They're in the
It's
audience.
It's the hero medals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. From Yanni Markula, hello allies, congratulations on a successful E3 month. A playful question, since it seems reaching the elusive 50K is imminent. If you had to choose your future studio from one of the following fictional places, which would you choose and why? All right, we're choosing a location.
Oh man.
We could put our studio in the inverted castle from Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
No, dude, that's terrifying.
We could
Hard
put
to
it in the
navigate.
Technodrome from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh.
Okay.
We could put it in Outer Haven from Metal Gear Solid 4. We could put it
Too
in
much
the
of a commute.
Death Egg from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We can post up in Shinra HQ from Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shinra HQ.
And here's what I think is the only contender. The final option is the Spencer Mansion from Resident Evil.
That's pretty spooky though too.
We got to go there every day.
Like spiders running around, dude. Ben wouldn't show up to work.
Shinra Mansion, dude. Or Shinra Building.
Shinra
Pretty
HQ.
clean.
All right, let's post up there.
Yeah.
HQ.
Happy rest of the month and keep up the good work. My work would be much more boring without your content to listen to. Yanni Markula, aka Yanalist. Thank you.
Thank you.
From VG Junkie, what is the number one thing you each want to improve about EZA? Ooh, another hard one.
Jeez.
It's funny, we were asked this like a while ago, and a lot of the things I wanted to improve have.
Yeah. Audio.
Yeah, audio is actually one of my bigger things right now.
More predictable, stable audio.
Sure.
Financial stability for Easy Allies is what I'm usually worried about, not for myself, but yeah, for that. I mean, yeah, if we do end up getting a studio, like just more space, we'll have a lot more control over angles and stuff. That'd be good.
I really
Don.
want to be on like
Don's perfect already.
I really want it to be on
But
the
I mean
IGN levels of like getting early access to games.
Oh, yeah.
Like hook us up,
That
developers.
makes everything way easier for us.
Yeah, we could get stuff out at embargoes better and plan our coverage better, make Bloodworth's life slightly easier. So I think that'd be really cool.
I know. Some of that comes at a cost that I'm not sure. I want to know what that cost is.
Deal with the devil.
I
want to know
what
that
that cost is.
Yeah,
Well,
the IGN Game Informer access, just because they're the biggest, you know?
Yeah. But not even like that, just everything is as it is now, with like developers just being like, hey, we got a code, like here you go, like do what you will with it, just earlier. Nothing changes, it just we get stuff earlier. Same format. It's not like, suits are coming over to the studio or office and being like, so we will give you the codes if you promise to cover it for this many hours. Like, none of that. No.
Dude, when like random like mobile games and stuff like send us these emails about we're gonna pay you to like do this review, and like just go away, delete.
I mean, what's crazy, Blood, is like this country has, all countries, this planet. I mean, there are people who like that's a hard thing to say no to, and so we know that there are people out there who are getting paid to write reviews, good reviews for mobile games. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
really shady.
Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously any reputable brand is not doing that.
Right.
Like, people have thought Game Trailers and us, people have thought that we've done that, and like it's never happened.
Ever.
The one thing, like, I don't mind making this public, that I like keep wanting out of Easy Allies is I want multiple group streams, in that I want like smaller group streams more times a week. I think that'd be so cool. I think it would improve EZA.
Yeah, dude. Like, Kyle, man, I wanted to like share the Fortnite missile with you this morning.
I would have loved
like,
it. Yeah, dude. I would have loved that. Yeah.
Like, roping you in on that would have been 10 out of 10.
Yeah. We'll see if we can work that out. All right. Michael Stevens says, hi, allies. What are your favorite platinum trophies you ever hunted for? I recently just got the platinum for Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Nice. That is so random. And I have both the feeling of pride and disgust with myself. If none of the allies participating actually hunt for platinums, it's all good. Hashtag give Digimon a chance. Want to give a little a context for the Cyber Sleuth one? You basically have to put coins into a gacha machine. And it's random. Like, you just have to put coins in and put some coins in, and you like waste time just grinding in like a good luck machine to get that platinum. What platinum memories you all got?
My first
Bloodborne is my favorite.
Oh yeah, Bloodborne.
Nice.
Dude.
Yeah.
First one was Dead Space. So that one's always my favorite, because that's when like trophies just came out. They were so new. So like no one, I remember not even knowing like what a platinum really was or what was going to happen when it popped. And I beat Dead Space like 6 times in a row or 5 times in a row to get it.
Telltale's Walking Dead Season 1.
Play it. Count it.
Yeah.
Just beat it, and then you get the platinum.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I've gotten very few of them. The first one was infamous, but I think probably the one that felt the most significant was just The Witness. That was.
Oh yeah, dude. Yes.
That was so hard to do that end secret area.
So hard, dude.
You know what, Blood? That's a
like,
really good one. That's a good example.
Bloodborne and that one are the only 2 I've actually gone after.
Yeah. Bloodborne legit has my favorite of all time, because it's the perfect. It is exactly what a platinum trophy should be. Do everything. See everything, do everything, get everything in the game. It's done.
And it's hard, but not stupid.
Exactly. And it's not like going out of your way to play the game a different way. It's just like, hey, see everything.
Yeah. It's like, hey, learn the actual story for Bloodborne.
For me, Riptide GP2. Next question is from Jackson. I love this question. Resistance. Are the Chimera iconic enough to ever make a comeback? So this is very particular. It's not like can Resistance come back? It's are the Chimera iconic enough? I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no also.
I love their skulls. I think the skulls were smart, but I think they themselves just look kind of bland today.
Yeah,
I reluctantly say no. Reluctantly.
Yeah. There's something there. I think you'd have to modify it to make it interesting enough, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can just have another Chimera dude with 4 tubes sticking out of his back, and I don't think that sells today.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 like switched main characters, right?
Yes.
And I think like even though 3 was a much better game than the first 2, that story and that lack of connection to the character really hurt it.
Sure.
And that ending, Huber.
Yeah.
From Rob Bob Will, EZA Corp continues right now. To recap, on the previous Q&A, you all started on an ambitious 10-year game project. Well, good news. Dazzling Diva Hog Back to the Bayou is now in development. Oh, nice. and is well on its way to becoming playable. Turns out the Japanese voice acting with no subtitles was a creative choice that paid off in dividends, with focus groups hailing it as bold and artistic, and a CG reveal trailer debuting with an impressive like to dislike ratio. The mysterious benefactor has returned and wants to plot out the 6-episode YouTube Red anime prequel that was part of the original pitch. What are some details that come to mind for the series? Could be plot, antagonists, settings, you name it.
Lots of Fortnite references.
Nice. The small correction: there is no more YouTube Red. It is now YouTube Premium.
I didn't know this. When did this happen?
Red's gone. They rebranded it as YouTube Premium.
Are they
The
still
last
making
week or the week before, something like that?
It was like in the
YouTube
last
Music, YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Are they still doing original series or no?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
even ones that already were uploaded, like Cobra Kai, it automatically changed from YouTube Red to YouTube Premium at the beginning. And I was like, oh, wow, must be a pre-roll thing.
Nah, dude. Somebody had to re-export.
Then that means YouTube has that ability. You can replace
Oh.
videos.
Hold out on us.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway.
Really? They do. They have that power. They could do whatever they want on their back end. Yeah, I don't know how to make a YouTube Premium series work. I think like we just throw some YouTubers in there.
Yeah.
I mean, having had meetings with YouTube Red back when it was YouTube Red,
Yeah.
they say the language they use is they don't care unless your channel is to scale, which means 1 million subs or more. They don't care about. I don't want to say they don't care about quality because I'm sure they do, but like, yeah, they don't. If they want you to put in other YouTubers, they want you to put in that thing. They don't care. They're not going to advertise it. They don't care unless it has to scale and you can put other people in it. And because it's just a built-in subscriber base, like that's all they care about is you pushing your series through your subscribers so that they don't have to pitch it.
Yeah, and I feel like we should just get a bunch of like 21-year-olds to write this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe we like make a folder with like 5 memes in it and like say like this, like make an episode out of this. We'll
But-
see how it takes off.
The game would have to have a channel with 1 million subs or they wouldn't even do it.
It does.
It's got a million.
Pre-release hype for what's the name of our game? Hog, Dazzling Diva Hog. It's huge.
Back to the Bayou.
Yeah. We have a lot of followers on that. All right. Maggie Fryer. Hello, allies. We all know that our first game Hello, allies. We all know our first game was that made us fall in love with games. We all know the first game that made us fall in love with games, or what our first game ever was. But I want to know, what game did you play after already considering yourself a gamer that changed your perspective or love of games? For me, it was always I played RPGs when I was younger and a lot of Nintendo games. My ex introduced me to Resident Evil 4, and I was terrified to play it. But I watched him play it, and I loved Leon so much as a character and the crazy story of RE2 that I wanted to know everything about Resident Evil and Capcom games in general. Wow. Now it's one of my favorite series. I never thought I would be a fan of survival horror games, but here I am. Any similar experiences from any of you? Love and respect, Maggie. So yeah, we have answered what games made us love video games before, but what games made us like shift? What games made us turn around?
Resident Evil's a good one. Dark Souls, obviously, again.
For me, like Mass Effect 2, I was like, no, I'd never play a game like this, but like it was really popular in the game trailer's office, and I think I had to play it for like GTTV or something, and then I really liked Mass Effect 2.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that Western studios can make RPGs.
I've never not played a game because it's in a specific genre. I'm open to any type of game, honestly.
But Office is off limits, huh?
Because only the first few seasons are good.
What if only the first couple of games are good? Do you still play a series then?
Because I feel like it's more contained like that. You know, like Devil May Cry 2 is terrible, but that wouldn't stop me from playing like Devil May Cry 1, you know?
What if I told you you could probably jump in literally anywhere in the office and understand what was happening?
Link me the best episode.
Okay, I think I know it. I think I know which episode it is.
Nice.
And
Which
I think
one?
it's the Secret Santa Christmas episode.
like the first one.
Yeah, that's my guess. Let me know if I'm wrong in chat.
All
right, we can do more.
Such a boring answer. I'm sorry, but like,
we can do more questions because we
like even
started a
rhythm
little late.
games, even rhythm games, I'm down, and like real time strategy and
Yeah.
Nope, you hate any game you have to play with the handheld.
handheld games. Sure. So, but that's weird too because I grew up with like Kirby's Dream Land and like, you know, or Super Six Golden Coins and.
But I would say like
handheld.
it was really cool to see you get absorbed in a link between worlds.
A Link Between Worlds, dude.
It was like I'm willing to play this despite my feelings coming into handheld games.
Yeah. Oh, that game's so good.
From James Vest, hello allies. Now that we have passed E3 and we have seen so many games, I have a rather basic question. Do you prefer to see games close to their release, like Smash or Fallout 4, or games that won't be out for years and will see many times, aka Last of Us, Witcher 3?
Close to release.
Close to release, let's be real.
Usually, yeah.
We don't like to see it. Games have to be shown years out for business reasons. They're just doing what they got to do. I get it. But yeah, obviously we don't like to be surprised.
I mean, I think it depends on what you mean by see a game. Like, I actually do like seeing Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk. What I don't like is when you get Metroid Prime 4, it's like it exists somewhere across the world, like, and you get no insight into like how that development is happening.
Yeah.
Good point, Bloodworth.
Yeah, I like seeing stuff. I mean, I'm a bit of both. I like seeing stuff that's also like 2 years out because I like having stuff to look forward, known quantities to look forward to. I hate when there's some periods of time where like, what am I interested in? It's going on next year or two, and it's like nebulous because it's like we're still before E3, and I'm like, and everything else has come out. It's like, man, I need some exciting games to be announced that are going to come out not just this year but next year as well.
I also think you have to really know, like, that your game is worth showing that early. Like,
yeah,
I think Days Gone they should not have shown way back when they first showed it. Like, they should have waited until this year or maybe even last year, but like get really close and then like have that as a fresh concept rather than, oh, okay, this sort of looks like the same thing we saw 2 years ago. Like, what's different about it now?
We actually got really close to the end. I think we'll do two more. Bummer. Sorry I couldn't get to every question, but we did pretty well here. This comes to us from Bryce Hornsby. Hey, allies. Since E3 has just passed, I was wondering if you guys could tell us about your very first E3. What was it like? Some highlights, some lowlights. Keep up the great work. Congrats on 50K. Some of us have already answered this, actually, which is cool. Brad, what was the lowlight of that first time, though, when you were solo wandering through the halls?
I think it was like the last day, and some of the stuff I just couldn't get in to see.
Sure.
Like a lot of like the like the booth presentations or stuff like that, or you go inside a room and watch something I couldn't really do.
That was shocking for me. Like, I thought if you get into E3, you get to see everything.
Right.
And then learning that there's just like, no, this is a press only area.
Tiers, yeah.
Yeah. That's not, you're not the same as press still. That sucked.
What was the exact highlights and lowlights of the first E3?
First E3, yep.
Oh. I mean, highlight was easily Metroid Prime.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of lowlight of that year.
No lowlights. It's E3.
Yeah, I mean, your first E3, it's like, I mean, back then too, like it wasn't like what Brad was saying. Like it was a lot easier to just get around and play what you wanted to play.
Blood, were there screenshots ahead of E3 of Metroid Prime, or was that the debut?
There were screenshots and things.
Okay.
We knew about it.
Cool.
But that was the what they showed off at E3 was the introductory, the space station.
Yeah, really good opening.
And Nintendo had those cool booths back then. Like you actually got into this like little surround sound booth where like all the rest of the E3 noise was blocked out.
Oh, that's our Miyazaki booth. We were watching the trailer. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that setup. That's crazy. Any other highlights, lowlights from first E3? Nothing. Damiani hated his first E3. Okay. Fuyu no Tabi. since we all started gaming at a fairly young age, I'm sure there are some people that you used to play with in childhood that you have lost contact with for one reason or another. My questions are, do you think they still enjoy gaming or have fallen out of the hobby? What recently released game do you believe would be their favorite and why? Love and respect and congratulations on E3 and Patreon.
I would love for Brad and I's friend Sean Johnson to play the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
Nice. Good one.
Because when Spider-Man 2 came out, that was like an event for our class. Like, I remember
going to Fry's,
a group of us, just buying, everyone bought Spider-Man 2. He really liked it.
I had a friend, like he was the one who had the Nintendo stuff when I had the PlayStation stuff. And so like he's how I saw Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie and played GoldenEye with. But I remember I got a PS2 and he saw it for like 20 minutes and became insanely jealous of it. And so he switched. He got a PS2 as well. He said, I can't wait a year for the GameCube to come out. And then he got into Final Fantasy X in a way I would have never expected. This guy got all in. And this is like, he's like a sports guy. You know what I mean? He just loves baseball and athletics and stuff like that. Loved Final Fantasy to death. And I just hope that he gave 15 a chance. I'd be so stoked to find out. I pray that he played Final Fantasy 15.
He's probably playing Comrades right now.
Yeah. I hope he's deep into Comrades.
Yeah. Comrades.
He like dropped off of Facebook. He like canceled his account or blocked me. I'm not sure which. I have no idea where this guy is today. No idea.
CIA operative.
Off the grid.
Yeah, growing up, there's a couple of guys that I went through school with who we'd always play games together. I would either go to their place or they would come over to mine. Martin and Antonio. It's funny, and Martin is the one I knew longer, like from kindergarten, and once in a while I'll get in touch with him when I go back home, but I don't have as close of a connection with him, whereas Antonio, like I see Facebook updates from his wife all the time, so I get to see his kids and stuff goofing around.
What game do you want him to play?
I'm trying to think about what they would play, because I think that they at one point they did have an Xbox with like Call of Duty and stuff. The last time I saw Antonio. Yeah, we played a lot of Killer Instinct and other fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, as well as some racing games. So yeah, maybe introduce them to Onrush, since that's what I'm into right now.
Cool.
I think they would dig that.
I think my friend Brandon still plays video games. He's probably too busy to play them a lot of the time. But I remember the first time he came over to my house, he just sat and watched me play Final Fantasy VII for like a few hours and then left.
I mean, that's what we did. That was fun.
Yeah, that's
a good time.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
He and I played. He's the one I play. He and I played Final Fantasy X next to each other in my basement for like days straight, drinking Capri Sun constantly.
Oh yeah. This story pops up a few times. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, he was just like living at my house for 6 days, and we were playing Final Fantasy X 2, I think. But yeah, I just want to do that again with him. That'd be great.
Yeah,
with any game.
Damiani, are you still really good friends with everyone you ever played video games with?
Not even a complete no.
He's definitely doing some work. I can see tabs opening and closing.
I'd rather pass on this subject. Sorry.
Oh, sure. Damiani,
Okay.
100% fine. That is the last question, however. This has been our Q&A for June. If you're watching this on YouTube later, once it's gone public a week later, hey, this is something that is live to people in the $20 and up tier, and those are the people who also submit questions to us. So yeah, if you're interested in checking this out live or being somebody who submits, check out patreon.com/EZAallies, and there are definitely things that happen on tiers below $20 as well. Lots of things. I mean, $1 is our exclusive shows tier. You get to see reaction shots and For That Reason and Cup of Jones. All currently in production. So yeah.
Reaction shots you get early at 7 and it's public for everyone after that.
Yes, I meant spoiler mode. I get those two mixed up a lot.
Oh,
Spoiler mode is what you get exclusively now. That's for the $1 tier. So yeah, thanks for checking us out, everybody. Thanks for your questions. Lots of good ones. And that's it for us, right? Anybody have anything else?
Spirit clone, but he's like genetically modified, so it's kind
Got it.
Yeah,
Genetically modified clone.
Mhm.
I mean,
Chad was
like
saying-
solid and liquid, yeah.
Yeah. Chad was saying the one where Dwight starts a fire, like a fake fire, is pretty funny.
Okay.
It's not the best. It's pretty funny, but not the best.
You're
best
fronting.
episode.
You're fronting if
You're
think
fronting,
that
chat.
Yeah.
Real quick, speed rounds. What is the next game everybody's going to play after we go offline?
Hollow Knight.
Nice.
Going to try to finish the 70-hour Vampire. It honestly
really that long?
feels,
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
it feels like this game is so long. Still chugging away on it.
Oof.
I think I've at least put 30 hours in. So
I need to get food, but yeah, Hollow Knight and the Dark Souls remaster
Nice.
are really good.
Yeah, either Captain Spirit or the Octopath demo.
Captain Spirit, dude. I forgot it's out. Yeah. I'll try to get to that this weekend too. Here,
yes.
Damiani,
Nice.
you got one?
Donkey Kong DLC for Mario and Rabbids.
Nice,
Is that out yet, or is that
Yes,
just
it's out.
It's out?
No.
Yeah, it's out.
Came out the 26th actually. It's been out for like 4 days. Sorry.
Dang, dude. There's
Short,
so
Kyle.
much to play.
Spirit is short, one sitting.
But I love Donkey Kong, man.
Of course. Of course.
This is tricky. That's a
He
tricky
loves
one.
Donkey Kong.
Love DK. Okay. Thanks, everybody, and see you in a month. Bye.
Bye.
I didn't know this was out.